will you commit to compensating affected homeowners for their diminished property values?
Senator, I'm committing to do what's right.
Well, what's right is a family that had a home worth $100,000 that is now worth $50,000 will probably never be able to sell that home for $100,000 again. Will you compensate that family for that loss?
Senator, I'm committed to do what's right.
That is the right thing to do.
That's Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw refusing to commit to any concrete policies or action following the tragic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. He's being grilled by Senator Ed Markey in that video. So the clip was from Shaw's appearance at a hearing by the Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works today. Bernie Sanders also had some pretty tough questions for Shaw. Let's take a quick look at that.
The entire country, I think, was shocked to learn a number of months ago that your employees, rail workers who work in a dangerous job in all kinds of weather, had zero paid sick days. Now, I know that is beginning to change, but I would ask you, given the fact that Norfolk Southern provided $10 billion in stock buybacks recently, can you tell the American people and your employees right now that in order to improve morale in your workforce, that you will guarantee at least 7 paid sick days to the 15,000 workers you employ?
Senator, with our latest agreement with our employees, which included a historic 24% wage increase and access to premium health care benefits, we immediately pivoted to talking to each of our local.
I've been deeply involved. I introduced the amendment on the floor. I know the issue. But what I'm asking you right now, you provided paid sick days to some of your employees. I got it. Thank you. Will you now do it what we get here in Congress?
Senator, I share your focus on our employees. I will commit to continuing to discuss with them important quality of life issues with our local craft colleagues.
In all due respect, you sound like a politician here, Mr. Shaw.
$10 billion in stock buybacks, but the CEO of Norfolk Southern was unwilling to commit to paying the people of East Palestine the difference in the value of their homes after the value drops as a result of that Norfolk Southern train derailing and poisoning their water with vinyl chloride and other chemicals. I mean, it's incredible, but that's what Alan Shaw is supposed to do. He's not a bug, he's a feature. This is how the system works. Profits over people, period. That is how it works. So you need politicians to regulate. You need a transportation department with a decent transportation secretary who actually wants to do his job. But we don't have that. We don't live in that country.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's a joke. First of all, Bernie Sanders saying, hey, you're gonna commit to more sick days. And he says, I'm gonna commit to continuing to discuss that.
Right.
Wow, what a commitment, okay.
It sounds like when politicians say, we're gonna form a commission to study the issue, right?
Which is a classic Biden move.
Right.
Now Buttigieg move at the transportation department to cover for this guy, okay? So look, citizens of East Palestine, Shaw and other executives in the railroad industry made a decision that they were going to cut costs in a number of ways. Brakes, safety provisions when carrying chemical hazards like the ones that blew up in your town.
Layoffs,
so there's less staff, less inspections, et cetera. And they did, they saved tons of money, and that's why they got $10 billion in buybacks from the profits that they made. That's a ton of money, right? And they just, as part of that calculation, they know that a certain percentage of accidents will happen. In fact, 818 derailments happened last year. In fact, a second derailment has already happened from the same company in Ohio.
That's right.
So they know that as a matter of their cost of doing business. But they have made an active decision to take some of those costs and put them on you. Oh, you lost half the value in your house? You'll never recover from that? Don't care. Now wait, how do they get away with that? Well, they get away with it by buying off the politicians. And they grease them. And guys, I got news for you. They grease Democrats and they grease Republicans. So I know that if you watch Fox News or MSNBC, you won't believe half of that story. But they all take giant campaign contributions from companies like Norfolk Southern, and none of them, Obama's, golly gee, I tried to regulate him but couldn't. Trump, I made sure I didn't regulate him. And Biden, I was thinking about regulating him for over 2 years and still haven't regulated him even after the accident. Well, go ahead, isn't that amazing? Both Republicans and Democrats agree, let's not regulate the companies giving us millions of dollars in campaign contributions. That's how you're getting screwed.
In the last election cycle, the midterm elections, Norfolk Southern specifically spent about $1.8 million on lobbying. About 500,000 of that money went toward Democratic politicians. Around 400,000 went to Republican politicians. Similar amount, because they got to grease both sides in order to ensure that they don't have to deal with regulations. I do want to go to the next video though, because
thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.